Fantastic. And what does the future of employee experience mean to you?
For a long time, we didn't even know what was employee experience, because I think we used to kind of have an employee life cycle where we said employees are expected to come to work, they join, they leave. But over the years, as employers, we've invested in the employee experience. And the employee experience is not necessarily a monetary experience. So what does employee experience mean to me? It means that as an employee, your experience as when you join and to the last day of your work at a employer is an amazing experience. It's from your engagement with everyone. It's the kind of culture that we're building. It's everything. It's how do we reward you? How do we performance manage you? And that's what employee experience is to me. And beyond, it's creating a culture where you feel you belong. Because I think we spend so much time on, managing the employees through the performance management process. But if an employee belongs, they get into an employer or they join an employer and they feel that I belong here and I'm going to bring my best foot forward every day. And that's what it is for me.
I love that. So it's really recognizing that whole employee and creating a space where they can bring their whole selves to work every day and know that that is enough and that they belong in that space.
Yeah,
I love that. And what have you learned from your own journey that's been the most important for you for building that, if we can call it now, that future belonging in an organization? What have you learned that influences that?
When I joined Vuma around about 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years now, Vuma is a startup company. And as a startup, when you join a startup, you kind of do have a role profile, as HR people would call it, a job spec. But your job spec is just that, a job spec. And when you work for a startup, everyone gets involved. So you then understand what the finance people are doing, even though you're not finance, you are part of the field people, because if there's a fiber break, everybody gets involved. And I think when I joined, even though I joined and the company was a bit more established than it was as a startup, I realized the importance of making sure that employees know and are certain that this is the place I want to be. And it's not about how much money we pay them. It's about when they come into Vuma, they are listened to. When they speak to their managers, they feel like they are given that high five for going the extra mile. So if you look at what I have learned is that it's important for us as HR people, especially to be compliant, but we also need to allow the leaders to, we need to partner with them to co-create a culture that makes employees feel like, I'm not just here to earn a salary. I'm here because I'm here to make a difference. One of our what do we call it? A brand purpose for Vuma is, we say we are ordinary employees or ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And on a daily basis, our employees we embed that in them. Whether you join as a new joiner or you've been in the business for a long time, we always remind them that we ordinary employees, but our role is to always be extraordinary.
I love that. That's awesome. And how would you suggest that aspiring leaders position themselves in the employee experience space? I mean, if you could look back 10 years, what would you say to yourself that you wish you'd known about employee experience?
Because we never used to take it seriously, it was more we onboard an employee and we kind of give them over to the line manager, and as HR, we just tick the boxes of everything else that needs to be done in between. The one thing that I've learned in the past few years around employee experience is we ask employees every year, most organizations, we ask employees to complete their employee engagement surveys. And we take those surveys, we implement 1 or 2 things, and then we drop it there. And then closer to the time, we go and we unpack it and we say, yes, we've completed and we've achieved the following. And then we ask employees to complete the survey again. The one thing that for me as I would say a champion and a custodian of employee experience at my business, and my role is actually people and culture, has been we have taken the feedback we received from the employees on the engagement survey and we've unpacked it properly. We have gone to every comment. We have made sure that everything that was raised, we go back to the employees. And I mean, in some instances, you can't implement what they've asked for.
Yeah.
But because you belong, you feel you're being heard. And when you're being heard, it creates trust. And I think for us in this past 2 years, we have just been building off them the trust, because when employees feel that they can trust their leaders, they get onto that bus so easily that even our role in making sure that the experience is amazing, they just love it. They love belonging to Vuma. They like coming to our employees. Even if we have a fiber break and things are falling apart, they go there and they do the best that they can to make sure that our customers are connected as quick as they can and at any time of the day. There isn't like it's 5 o'clock, here they'll wait until tomorrow. There isn't such, because they know that everything that they do is important to us and we listen to them and we give them the feedback. So it's a whole host of things, but don't ask for feedback and not do anything, because then that kills the culture and the trust.
No, I'm with you, and that's something I believe in very clear as well. It's that conversational element, isn't it? I mean, you can talk, but you have to listen for a conversation to have any meaning, right?
Yeah.